Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there, kids. How are you doing? Welcome to today's class. Today is the start of a new art course that we have here at Uolo, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. Now, we have gone ahead and done a few painting courses in our time with Uolo, and we've gone ahead and had it with different teachers, right? So we've gone ahead and done landscape painting, we've gone ahead and done some kind of object painting, which I went ahead and hosted, and we have other teachers as well going ahead and teaching you painting, right? But something that we haven't really gone ahead and ever painted, through our courses has been food. We've gone ahead and drawn food. We've gone ahead and doodled out food, but we haven't really gone ahead and painted food. Especially, we haven't gone ahead and done sort of like a themed way of painting food, right? So what we decided was to come up with a course where you could learn how to do some form of food illustrations or food painting with the medium of paint. Now, when it comes to the medium of paint, like you all know, we keep it really flexible. We let you pick whatever you like, but the concept and the idea is to keep it sort of like a fun activity wherein you learn how to draw, you learn how to outline with paint, as well as you learn how to use colors, use a theme, and go ahead and create a beautiful artwork. Now, today's course, and what we're starting off today, is going to be a 4-part course, and it's going to be really fun because you're going to be going ahead in a sequence of things. So the first class is going to be all about drawing and painting out breakfast. The second class is going to be all about drawing and painting out lunch. The third class is going to be drawing and painting out snack time, or evening snack time. And finally, the last one is going to be to go ahead and do illustrations or drawings related to dinner. So it's going to be sort of like a sequence of things, and it's going to be really fun and exciting to go ahead and do as a sequence, because we've never really targeted food in this manner, have we it's a very day-to-day kind of understanding of food, but have we gone ahead and created art based on that? Not really. So this is what this course is going to be about. So I hope you're really excited. Now, before we get started with what we need in terms of materials, how we're going to go ahead and get started and all of that, let's talk a little bit about your certificate program, as well as a little bit about your submissions. Coming to your certificate program, like you all know, you're getting certificates for the work that you're going ahead and doing. All you have to go ahead and focus on when it comes to your certificate program is, firstly, to make sure you're attending all of your classes. So this is going to be a 4-part course. Make sure you attend all of your 4 classes. The second thing that you have to go ahead and make sure of is to go ahead and do all of your submissions on time. So same thing, 4-part course means you'll have 4 submissions to do. Make sure you're going ahead and doing them on time. Automatically, if you do all of this, you will get a certificate right at the end. And the importance of the certificate we've gone ahead and spoken about so often, so on and off. So let's not talk about that, but you know the importance. So don't forget about that. Just keep remembering that and grab your certificates while you can. Now, since you've spoken about your certificate program, let's talk just generally about your submissions. I know as kids, I know as children, we kind of get stressed out, we kind of get worried, we kind of get, disappointed when we've not done, something that well. And especially when it comes to new courses like this, you may or may not do well, or you may or may not perform as per your, understanding of it. So always give yourself that leeway, always give yourself that, grace period to learn. So in that, your submissions are going to play a big role, because sometimes you'll be so demotivated, you'll just be like, this is not supposed to look like this, but it looks like this, and why is it so? And I'm not really happy with my illustration or drawing or painting or whatever we're going ahead and doing, right? So you might feel very discouraged to go ahead and do your submission. But please make sure you're doing your submission irrespective of how you've gone ahead and done, because all we want to focus on is, improvement. We want to see you go ahead and do your work. We want you to go ahead and address what you're going ahead and doing. We want you to go ahead and keep practicing so that you keep getting better and better. So do your submission irrespective of how you've gone ahead and done. Now, since we've spoken a lot about all of this, let's start off with today's class. Now, today's class, like I mentioned, is going to be drawing and painting of breakfast. So we're going to be going ahead and doing a beautiful illustration where we'll draw everything related to breakfast, and then we'll go ahead and start painting it out. Now, again, like I always tell you, be free, be comfortable, do as much as you can, especially when it comes to painting courses. If you feel like I'm going too fast at any point of time, skip out on things that can be a little hard for you. If you feel you can do more than what I'm doing, please go ahead and do so as well. Just make yourself comfortable while you're doing art, because you're learning a skill. Always go ahead and learn it in the way you can go ahead and learn it. So do well as much as possible. And let's get started with the list of materials that you need for today's class. The first thing that you need for today's class is going to be a sheet of paper. So go ahead and take any sheet of paper you have with you. Just one thing that I want you to go ahead and make sure of is to not take a very, very thin sheet of paper. So if you're going ahead and taking a sheet of paper, like an A4 size sheet of paper or a very, very thin unruled sheet of paper, what will happen is when you take a little bit of water mixed with a little bit of paint, your sheet can automatically tear. So make sure at least you're taking a sketchbook or a drawing sheet of paper so that it doesn't go ahead and there. There's just one thing that you should always keep in mind whenever you're going ahead and doing any form of painting. Next thing that you'll need is a paintbrush. Now you can go ahead and take any paintbrush that you have, a lot of your color sets. If you have any painting set or anything that you've gone ahead and bought, will come with some form of brush. So you can definitely go ahead and use that as well. I'm going ahead and using a synthetic brush that I have gone ahead and bought from Meepit. You don't have to have something exactly like this. And again, when it comes to how thick or thin your paintbrushes are, again, it doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and take any size of paintbrush as long as you're able to paint very easily with it. The next thing that you need for today's class is going to be a whole set of colors. Now here you can see I have watercolor cake so with me, and I have sort of like a 24 color set. So you can see I have a bunch of yellows, I have a bunch of oranges, I have a bunch of reds, blues, greens, all of that. Now if you have a color set like this where you have a bunch of colors, then great. If you do not have a color set like this and you have just a few colors, probably let's say you have 4 colors, 5 colors, 6 colors, then that will work absolutely well as well. I'll keep telling you how to go ahead and mix your colors along the way, so you can always go ahead and mix it up if you need to. Another thing that you can go ahead and always think about and make sure of is that you don't always have to just go ahead and use watercolor cakes like how I am using right here. If you have any other set of colors, let's say poster paints, you have acrylic paints, you have the same color set that I have, you can go ahead and use it. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to go ahead and use only what I have right here. The next thing that you'll need is going to be a pencil. So have a pencil because you're going to be going ahead and drawing out your whole illustration. So it's always good to have a pencil with you. Also, another thing that you can go ahead and keep with you whenever you're going ahead and doing any form of painting work is having a waste cloth or a tissue, and then going ahead and having some form of water with you. So sort of like a katori of water or a bowl of water, or having sort of like a glass jug with water, anything with water to just clean out your brushes and take a little bit of water, and always have something like that with you. Now, I hope you have all of your materials ready with you, and we can go ahead and get started with the drawing process. Now, like I mentioned, we're going to be going ahead and drawing breakfast items. So we're going to be going ahead and drawing a cup of tea or coffee, and we're going to be going ahead and drawing some eggs with a little bit of bread on the side. We're going to be going ahead and doing a few, like, basil leaves on the side. We're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of lettuce. We're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of tomato, and we're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of corn. So it's going to be sort of like an illustration. Now, if you remember from any of our landscape coloring courses, or if you've gone ahead and done the animal coloring course, or any coloring course that you've gone ahead and done, you will know we always go ahead and draw it, then we go ahead and outline it with a black marker, and then we go ahead and color it. But when it comes to a painting course, what we basically do is we draw it, we first fill in the colors, and then we outline with a black color paint. And this is the format we're going to be going ahead and following. Now, when it comes to the end outlining bit, if you are uncomfortable going ahead and coloring or doing in the outline with a black color paint with a brush, then you can always use a marker. But again, make sure you're doing the marker bit right at the end, and you're not going ahead and doing it right at the beginning, because it'll mess up your whole painting. So let's get started with the drawing bit of it. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and draw the red part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So here I'm going ahead and drawing my cup first. So here I'm doing sort of like a U, and then I'm going ahead and drawing the top part of the cup. Then I'm drawing the saucer, as well as going ahead and drawing the handle of the cup. Now here, always remember, you can go ahead and change as much as you like. If you feel like you want to go ahead and do a smaller cup, or you want to do a bigger cup, or you want to go ahead and do a mug, or you want to go ahead and change up a few things here and there, please go ahead and do so by all means. I always tell you, you are grown up enough to go ahead and make smaller changes, to go ahead and do it as comfortably as you like. So go ahead and change it up if you like. Otherwise, do it exactly the way I'm going ahead and doing it. I'm going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished up your work, till this point, and then we can go ahead and move forward. Excellent job, everybody. Really well done. Excellent work. So I'm happy with how you're doing. Really well done. Good job. Perfect. Awesome. Really well done. Good job. Perfect. All right. Good. All right. So the next thing we can go ahead and move on to, which is going to be the drawing of the bread. Now for the bread, I'm going ahead and drawing sort of like that curve part on top, which is going to be sort of like the top portion of the bread. And then I'm going ahead and doing sort of like a curve on the side to be like sort of the thickness of the bread right there. Perfect. Really well done, everybody. Good job. Excellent work. You're doing so well. Really well done. Amazing work. Really well done, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent job. Awesome. Perfect. All right, then go ahead and draw your egg on the side. Now for your egg, it's so simple to go ahead and draw. You just have to go ahead and do like a large wiggly line, like I went ahead and did right there. And then I went ahead and did the center, yolk part of it. So I'm going ahead and doing sort of like a fried egg on top, the sunny side up egg. You can go ahead and do sort of like a boiled egg if you want to change it up, or maybe if you want to go ahead and do an omelette, you can go ahead and draw an omelette as well. Like I said, I'm giving you creative freedom to go ahead and change up any aspects that you want to go ahead and change as well. Excellent work, everybody. Really well done. You're doing so good. Really well done. Awesome job. Perfect. Good work. Amazing. All right. Next thing that I want you to go ahead and do is draw the leaf part of it. So I'm just going ahead and doing a few scribbles right there, and then I'm going ahead and drawing the tomatoes right here. So I'm going ahead and drawing the cut pieces of tomato, and then I'm going ahead and drawing that little bit of corn right there. Now, whenever you're drawing these kind of things like illustrations of food, they don't definitely have to have a particular shape. Yes, like going ahead and drawing your omelette, your bread, your cup, all of that will definitely have a little bit of shape. But when we go ahead and talk about how the accessories will be, for example, the leaves on the side, sort of like the greens on the side, they don't really have to have particular shapes. Just going ahead and having a rough shape is more than enough. So here you can see I'm just going ahead and doing it sort of like tidbits here and there, and that's just kind of making it look like, okay, there is something there on the side, which looks great, which looks perfect. So make sure you go ahead and follow that sequence of things as well. You don't have to do it as perfectly or as amazingly as possible. Good work, everybody. You're doing so well. Awesome job. Really well done. Perfect. Next, I'm going to just go ahead and do sort of like two curves right on the side. Now, again, based on how you want to go ahead and do it, it could be greens, it could be anything else. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just draw some coriander leaves or basil leaves, whatever you like. I'm just going ahead and scattering them all over the sheet of paper just to give sort of like that full look to my illustration and to give the look that, there is like a whole platter of things that is there that is, combining our whole breakfast right there. Perfect. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Excellent work. So happy with how you're doing. Really well done. Amazing job. Perfect. Perfect. Really well done, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent, excellent work. All right. Now I'm just going to go ahead and wait here for a second because now after this, we're going to go ahead and basically do the whole painting part of it. Now you can go ahead and check if you've gone ahead and made any mistakes. If you feel like you've gone ahead and made any mistakes, please go ahead and correct it out at this point of time. If you haven't gone ahead and made any mistakes and you're pretty happy with what you've gone ahead and done, but you want to go ahead and add something to your drawing, let's say you want to go ahead and add some form of food item to this, you can definitely go ahead and add that out as well. I'm just going to wait here for a couple of minutes to just make sure you all are happy with your drawing, and then you can go ahead and move on to the painting process of it. Perfect. Really well done. Now, while you're going ahead and correcting and illustrating, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a brief to your colors as well. Now, if you have gone ahead and attended any of my color theory classes where I've gone ahead and spoken about the color wheel, then you will know about how yellow, red, and blue are the primary colors. And that should be the three colors that will always be there as part of your color palette. Now, apart from that, there may be many colors that are not there as part of your color palette. And what do you do if you want to go ahead and paint them out? Now, obviously, it's not like you will always want to go ahead and paint out the same colors that I'm going ahead and painting out. And you might want to go ahead and do other colors. So what can you possibly do for that? So let's say you want to go ahead and mix green, then make sure you go ahead and take a little bit of yellow, take a little bit of blue, mix them up together, and you will have green. If you want to darken and lighten it up, it will be based on what colors you add in. If you add in more yellow, it will become a lighter green. If you add more blue, it will become a darker green. Now let's say you want to go ahead and add in orange. I'll be going ahead and using orange to do my corn bits. So if you go ahead and need orange, then you can go ahead and take a little bit of yellow and take a little bit of red. Now again, same thing. If you take red and add in more, it will become darker. If you take in yellow and add in more, it will become lighter. Now coming to purple, if you go ahead and need purple, then you can go ahead and mix up red and blue and you will end up getting purple. Same thing, if you add in more blue, it will become darker purple. If you add more red, it will become a lighter purple. So I've given you sort of like a whole set of colors. If you have only 3 colors, then you can go ahead and mix up these extra bunch of colors. And obviously you have your black, which is going to be for your outlining. You can mix up black wherever you like in order to darken any color. Let's say you have brown color and you want to go ahead and make it a little more darker, go ahead and add in a little bit of black and automatically you'll get a little bit of color. Now, in the last painting course that we went ahead and had, I exactly told you what colors to go ahead and use. In the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and do right now. I'm going to tell you what colors I'm going ahead and using. But again, I want to give you creative freedom to go ahead and use the colors you want to go ahead and use. So let's say you want to go ahead and add in another color cup. I'm going to go ahead and do a blue color cup. Let's say you want to do a pink color cup. Please go ahead and be as creative and free to go ahead and add in whatever colors you like. So here I've given you sort of like a gist of what you can go ahead and do in terms of mixing of the colors. So let's get started with the painting process. So I'm going to be going ahead and starting with the painting of my bread. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of brown and I'm going to go ahead and start painting that out. Now here, if you need a light brown like this and you just don't have one, then you can mix a little bit of water and automatically it'll become lighter. But let's say you don't have a brown whatsoever, what are the two colors you can mix? You can go ahead and take a little bit of red and take a little bit of green and automatically you'll end up getting brown. Now I'm just going to pause here for a second, making sure all of you have finished up with the bread and then we can move on. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. Really well done. All right. So once you've finished with your bread, you can see I already went ahead and moved on to painting the yolk of my egg and I went ahead and did that yellow. Really well done. Perfect. Good job. Really well done, everybody. Good work. Awesome. The next color I'm going to go ahead and take is green and I'm going to go ahead and take the lighter green that I have in my palette and I'm adding it into all of my leaves. Now here again, you can do light green or you can go ahead and do dark green depending on what you want to go ahead and use. You don't have any hard and fast rule that you have to go ahead and use exactly the colors I am using. Perfect. Really well done, everybody. Good job. Amazing work. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of red and I'm going to start going ahead and painting in my tomatoes. If you don't have tomatoes, then obviously you don't have to go ahead and paint this out. But if you do have tomatoes, please go ahead and do the red in the same manner as I am. Don't worry if I'm going a little faster. You don't have to, exactly color the same colors that I am going ahead and coloring. Also, you might have a bigger drawing or a smaller drawing as I am. So you might be waiting actually for me to go ahead and paint or color a little faster. But, or sometimes you might be going ahead and like waiting for me to like, slow down a little bit. So don't worry about that. It's something that is very normal. It'll keep happening. Perfect, everybody. Really well done. Excellent job. Good work. You're doing so well, everybody. Excellent work. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take dark green. I'm going to go ahead and color my lettuce part of it. Like I mentioned, I wanted some lettuce on the side of my eggs. So I'm going ahead and coloring or painting that out. Perfect. Good job. Really well done, everybody. Excellent work. Amazing. Really well done. Perfect. All right. Next, I'm taking my orange, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going ahead and doing my corn. Here, I'm not really worried about, making the shape really perfect because, like I mentioned, we'll be going ahead and outlining the whole thing with black, and it'll give us a good and better idea of how to go ahead and do the whole illustration. It'll give more body to the illustration. Perfect. Really well done, everybody. Good job. Awesome. Awesome work, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent job. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of blue, and I'm going to go ahead and start painting the cup out right here. Now, whenever you're going ahead and painting bigger things like this, make sure you always go ahead and outline it first, give sort of like the outline of the paint, and then go ahead and start filling it in with color. So you can see even for the saucer, even for the cup, I always go ahead and do sort of like the outer boundary, and then I start filling up with the rest of the color. Now, the reason basically I do this is because it makes it easier for us to paint. Otherwise, if you start from the inside to the outside, what will happen is it can get a little messed up and it can get a little dirty. Perfect, everybody. Really well done. Excellent job. Good work. Amazing. Really well done, everybody. Doing so well. Excellent job. All right. Next, I'm taking a little bit of my darker brown. If you have just a simple brown and you need to make it darker, then you can go ahead and add in a little bit of black to it and it'll become darker. And I'm going ahead and taking that and I'm adding it on the side of my bread. This is just going to give that look that our bread is sort of thick and it's not just like a flat 2D bread that we have right there. Perfect. Now I know at this point of time our painting isn't looking that pretty, right? You must be wondering why is it just looking like this, right? It's just looking very bland, there's no blending, the colors are a little here and there. But the magic of food illustration, and whenever you do food illustration, is the magic of going ahead and doing outlining. When you do your outlining, what will happen is the whole picture really comes together. It gives so much body to the whole picture and it makes it look so beautiful. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do next. If you have any of the bits and pieces that you haven't gone ahead and painted up, please go ahead and paint it up, and then we can go ahead and move on to the outlining bit of it. Excellent. Good job, everybody. Doing so well. Amazing work. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. So proud of you. You're doing so amazingly well. Excellent work. All right, so I can see most of you have gone ahead and finished with this. So let's move ahead with our outlining. Now for our outlining, I'm going ahead and taking the same brush, but I'm going to be going ahead and taking a little bit of black paint and I'm going to outline this whole thing. If you are uncomfortable using a black paint brush and going ahead and doing this, then you can definitely go ahead and use a black marker or a sketch pen to do this so that it looks much neater and nicer. Now I'm going to be going ahead and doing a complete outline of everything. Plus I'm going to be going ahead and adding a few specks or lines here and there to give sort of like an oomph or sort of like a body to my picture. So you can see how I'm going ahead and doing it and you can choose to add or not add that bit of it. So taking a little bit of black and I'm going ahead and starting my outline. Just one thing to make sure of is make sure all of your paint is completely dry throughout. You don't want it to be sort of all wet and then you start doing your black outline because your colors can start mixing with one another and become dirty. Now, whenever you're going ahead and doing your outlining, make sure you're going ahead and taking your time to do your outlining and you're not rushing into it. If you rush into doing your outlining, it can become a little dirty and it can get a little messy. So make sure you're careful doing your outlining and you're not going ahead and making it dirty. So when I was talking to you that I'm going ahead and adding in things here and there, as you can see, I'm going ahead and adding in like a couple of lines here and there and just going ahead and adding in a few like spots here and there. So as you can see, I'm just going ahead and doing that right here. So to just give you an example, I'm going ahead and adding in like a few dots onto my bread. For my eggs, I'm going ahead and doing like, a few lines here and there. For the lettuce, I'm going ahead and adding in a few lines. So you can always choose to add or not add all of that. So as you can see, I'm now going ahead and starting to outline all of my corn pieces right there. And I'm kind of being, very here and there with it. I'm not trying to be perfect because it'll still look beautiful right at the end. Now moving on to my leaves, I'm going ahead and doing the center lines. And then I'm kind of just doing a simple wiggly line all around to give sort of like, flowy leaf shape that is there. So if you've ever gone ahead and seen the coriander leaves, that's how they kind of are. Just as a simple garnish, just fallen all over the place. Perfect. You're all doing so well. Excellent job, everybody. Now, don't try catching up as to how fast I'm going ahead and doing my outline. I'm just giving you a narration of how I'm going ahead and doing it. You don't have to do it as fast as I am. Please take your time in going ahead and doing your outline. Don't do it, dirtily, or don't mess up. Make sure you're going ahead and doing it as slowly and neatly as you can. Perfect. Really well done. Excellent job. Awesome. Really well done. Good work. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in those 2 lines for my tea or coffee. And then just all around my sheet, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a few dashes. Now, what this will do is it'll just give that kind of effect, or that oomph, that, okay, this is like the food and it's kind of hot and it's just kind of like, all around and there. It just gives a really, really beautiful effect when I ever go ahead and do those black lines. So I've gone ahead and added that in right here as well. You can always go ahead and add that in or not add that in, depending on whether you like it or not. As you can see, I've gone ahead and finished up with the outline of my entire illustration. A lot of you are still going ahead and doing your illustration, so don't worry about it. Please take your time in going ahead and doing your illustration. Do it very neatly, do it very correctly, do it very peacefully. Take your time. Perfect. Really well done. Excellent job, everybody. You're doing so well. Really well done. Amazing work. Awesome. Okay, so if you haven't gone ahead and finished up with all of your work, alongside with me, don't worry about it. You can always go ahead and do it right after. If you feel like you're, following the same colors and pattern as I am going ahead and following, you can go ahead and just have a look and mark out the colors that I've gone ahead and used, or you can also go ahead and screenshot this, right here, so that you get a picture that you can refer to later on if you haven't gone ahead and finished. For all of those who have gone ahead and finished, really, really well done. I'm so proud of you. You've done such an excellent, excellent job. Perfect. So really well done, everybody. This is your first food illustration painting, and you've all gone ahead and done such an amazing job. I am so happy and glad how you've gone ahead and done. Excellent, excellent work. So well done. Now, like I mentioned, your submissions are going to be very important. So if you finished alongside me, great. If you haven't, finish it up, click a picture and upload it. I really want to see how you've gone ahead and done. I could see a lot of you going ahead and adding in different things from what I was going ahead and doing. So I'm going to be really excited to see all of the different stuff that you've gone ahead and added in as well, to see how the creativity is flowing in you as kids. Now, apart from this, I always tell you about how it is so important as, always to take part in the certificate program. So make sure you're going ahead and attending all of your classes, and make sure you're going ahead and doing all of your submissions on time to get the certificate right at the end. Now, apart from this, coming to your submissions, irrespective of what class you're taking or course you're taking, please do your submissions on time so that all of us as teachers can see you growing. Now, if you haven't, already seen the submission video, have a look at the submission video right now. And I will see you in the next class, wherein we'll go ahead and paint a beautiful lunch. See you next week at the same time. Till then, have a great day and a great week ahead. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that, and then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly